Welcome to Tito Sports Podcast, your new go-to pod for sports, entertainment, culture, and humor. Today we break down Game 3 of the NBA Finals with the Warriors and Raptors. We break down the Kyrie off-season news and our Game 4 predictions and bets. I'm Max, and I'm teed up. Alright, today we won't have our typical co-host Jarny, as he is busy working for a bank, so everyone give a round of applause for that. He's on to big things.
Boo.
So to fill in his spot today, we have our friend Dame.
What's going on?
So Dame is a Knicks fan just like me. We talk a lot of basketball. He's in a group chat that we talk sports with. Let them
Big
hate.
things coming up.
But anyways, let's talk about this Game 3. Raptors win on the road with an impressive win. They kind of blow out the Warriors, believe it or not. They lead the series 2-1, and the Warriors were crippled again. No Kevin Durant, and obviously no Kevin Durant, but this time they had no Klay Thompson and no Kevon Looney either. Klay Thompson will be back for Game 4. But what were your guys' thoughts on the game and how the Raptors performed on the road?
I mean, Warriors had nobody. They had Curry carrying the load. He was looking like LeBron out there, and they couldn't get the job done. There's nothing really to say about that.
I mean, me, honestly, I was just shocked at the Warriors' defense. The officiating of this game was very, very bad. There were about 5 blown calls that went the Raptors' way. There were a lot of late whistles, like literally extremely late. Like the other team would get the rebound, start running, and then they'd call the whistle. Like it was very, very late. On top of all of that, there was a missed goaltend call, and they called an offensive interference on Bogut's putback layup dunk kind of thing. And they basically just took points away from the Warriors, and the whole game, the officiating just felt like a regular season game. Credit to the Raptors. They hit a finals playoff high, 17 made threes. They tied the record for that. Danny Green stepped up big time. Kyle Lowry stepped up big time. Just an impressive game from the Raptors. You can't really be too mad at it. But what else did you guys see in this game?
I mean, this was a great game by the Raptors. You know, Kawhi Leonard came in, gave you his 30 points. Big step up from he had 30 last game.
28.
Kawhi Leonard had 28. Same thing. He's averaging 30.
It's not 30.
Come on. He's giving me 30.
I'm just saying it's not 30.
Double. But anyway,
Kawhi Leonard's been playing well, but honestly, he's not even stealing the show.
I think the biggest help for the Raptors that game was Danny Green and Kyle Lowry. They really showed up. Danny Green was 6 for 10 from 3. All he took was 3-pointers. He was going crazy. And then we have Kyle Lowry played a whopping 43 minutes with 23 points on 50% shooting. How do you guys feel about the role players stepping up for the Raptors? You know, the Warriors don't really have any players. They need the role players to step up right now. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like they were.
The Raptors role players, guys like Siakam, obviously, in last night's example, Danny Green and Kyle Lowry. Before, when they were playing the Sixers and even when they were playing the Magic, these guys weren't showing up at all. And it just kind of seemed like maybe they were just too washed or something like that. Like guys like Marc Gasol just looked terrible. And even when they were playing the Bucks for the first 3-ish games of the series, none of these guys were stepping up at all. Kyle Lowry had the occasional good game, which is expected. He takes his shots, he shoots from 3. He's always been a capable point guard. But I mean, they've just flipped a complete switch. Like guys like Fred VanVleet, who were literally averaging 4 points a game in the playoffs before this point. Just going insane, literally taking over games and stuff.
That's all it was.
Bro, if any other player just improved, you wouldn't be complaining.
I'm not even complaining about the Fred VanVleet thing, because that's it's over and done with. It is what it is. You just got to accept it that he changed the NBA and ruined analytics. But
I think that says a lot about how this Raptors team is coming along. How we have role players hitting big shots at the Oracle. That
is true, but there was no Klay, no KD. Who knows if this would have been the outcome if those two were playing?
I don't know about you guys, but I've seen multiple knockdown shooters miss wide open at the Oracle because of just how intense.
Just because of the energy and all that. Yeah.
So
Danny Green's a veteran. You know.
Yeah, they always say he's built for the finals.
But even him he wasn't
he's just one of the scorers against the Heat.
He wasn't going that was at home though, wasn't it?
I don't remember. It could have been at
but
home. Regardless, you know what I'm saying?
I see what Dame is saying, because
he did step up.
We saw it when they played OKC in that Game 7. Even Kevin Durant wasn't hitting. Like, guys were just like, they've played great teams. They've played the Cavs with Kyle Korver. They've played phenomenal shooters, and like usually when they're on the road, just doesn't matter. Like, it's just shots don't go in over 50% clip, especially from three. Like, it's just kind of a rare occurrence. But the Raptors are making it seem like it's normal. They're literally defying statistics and what we know about 3-point shooting and stuff. And the variance they have right now is just crazy. They were missing everything in game 2, and that's kind of why the Warriors won. But you could credit some of that to the Warriors defense. But honestly, let's talk about the Warriors defense, because nobody really stepped up on the defensive end. They had like one good quarter of defense, but the Raptors, like, they were getting every shot they wanted. And, even though they were making a surplus of threes, the threes were open. It's not like they were hitting like insane fadeaway threes or anything like that. Sure, they hit a couple lucky shots, but a lot were wide open dunks, wide open layups, open threes. What's got to change?
So after the finals ended, my theory was you stop Kawhi and you let Green, Van Vliet, Lowry take all those open threes and you live with the results. So apparently,
it's a bad game plan.
Yeah, that's not a good game plan.
Well,
keep going.
Well, Kawhi was putting up monster numbers beforehand.
Yeah,
he's still eating though.
He's
eating. It's just not in an explosive
like
34,
28, and 30.
Yeah, it's just not in an explosive way. He's just getting his buckets.
So question. So should like the Warriors just play him 1-on-1 and let him eat?
No,
I
think they should try to play him more 1-on-1, and then because if the role players are out of their rhythm, he would if they're playing the role players 1-on-1, they're out of their rhythm. They're not really people that can create their own shots.
Yeah.
Then that leaves just Kawhi, and that's a problem. Who else is going to get them other points for him? The other people getting the points are the role players. If they're leaving them open, they're going to knock them down. So they probably should stop trying to double Kawhi.
Because
good idea.
Because I don't believe Kawhi is dominating this series by any means.
He's not. Like, the stat sheet says he is, but like realistically,
if you're
watching it,
it's
like a subtle, like, he's dropping like subtle 30. It's because other players are stepping up. That's why it's not looking like the Kawhi show.
Usually look like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's usually just going bonkers and no one else is.
But he's doing what he has to do. To be honest,
let's talk about
he's
Stephen Curry, because Stephen Curry last night had a very loud night. He has now set a record for the second most points in the NBA Finals loss with 47. What Steph did last night, he just showed a lot of guts, a lot of heart. He really wanted to win that game. Nobody else was there for him, though. Not Draymond didn't really have a good night. DeMarcus Cousins didn't have a good night. I don't know who else you'd expect to step up. Andre Iguodala, I guess. No, but no one was there for him, but what Steph did, 47 points. He was on fire from three. He was just making the right play. He was making the right pass. He was really taking over the game, but because the Warriors were just down 10 the whole game, it seemed like, does it kind of go to waste, the performance like that?
I don't think it goes to waste, but it's just not enough.
I feel like it's like, you had your little 47-point performance. But
little.
It's not little. He has a
little. It wasn't little, but
he has
47
point performance. It's like, dang, what an L. It's only like so much you could do. It's kind of expected to Curry with no one else. Like, you look at that Warriors team, and without Clay, without KD, who's really scoring? Like,
that's what I'm saying. He did what he had to do.
Shots. He's gonna score crazy. He definitely went crazy, did his thing in there. So I don't know. I feel like that was also expected of him a little bit.
If Curry didn't show up, this would have been bigger of a discussion.
I think this game was very big for him because due to the fact that I think he's coming back at some point in the series.
Well, he's not coming back game 4.
I'm just saying.
He comes back game 5.
Once he comes back, I don't see Raptors winning a single game.
But if the Raptors win game 4, actually, why don't we jump into that right now? Game 4 predictions.
So hold on. So if Warriors win, like the whole series, that 47-point game is gonna look great on his stats for Finals MVP.
If they win a series, if they win a series, Curry gets Finals MVP.
Exactly.
Most likely.
Yeah. So I think that game was a pretty big game for him.
That's why it wasn't a waste.
Yeah, for his stats.
Yeah, that was a good point.
He's gonna win Finals MVP if the Warriors end up winning the series, mainly because of a performance like this. But let's get into our Game 4 predictions. So Clay is going to be back. That's confirmed. I figured Clay was going to play Game 3 just because that seems like the logical thing to do. There's nothing to lose. You're playing the NBA Finals, but he's not going to be. He wasn't going to play Game 3. They announced it like 5 minutes before. He's back for Game 4, but still no Kevin Durant, still no Kevon Looney. Kevon Looney won't be playing the rest of the series. What are your guys' predictions? You guys think the Raptors have a chance of taking
Kevon
it
Looney's
3-1
out
series
the whole
lead?
series?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
going the whole series.
Oh man, it's looking bad for the Warriors, bro.
I don't want to say that. Like I said, Warriors
Bro,
and
if no Kevon Looney, and then if KD doesn't come back, this is what I think tonight. We
KD's
got
coming back, bro.
we got game 4 coming up. KD's already been ruled out for game 4. You got Clay, he's gonna come back. It's Curry, Clay, Draymond, Cousins, Iggy. What? They're not, and this is at Toronto's home,
No, it's not.
right? It's not.
Game
no,
four is
it's
at
one more at the Warriors. crib.
Warriors have. Oh, then that's actually a lot better. That changes everything. Yeah, I don't know if the Raptors could steal this one again at the home if they could have
They're
another
not,
performance
yeah.
like that.
I
Yeah,
stand
was-
with my
I was
pick.
indicating
I said Warriors in 7
I have
before
Warriors
the
in
series
that literally
started.
changes.
So.
That literally
Yeah,
changes.
it's
was
not-
under
I still think it's going to
misconception
7.
that
Warriors
The
in
Raptors are
7.
at home right
I
now.
believe it's going to
So,
7.
That changes
Warriors in
everything.
7.
It's Warriors in 6.
But
Nah, it's,
my prediction is who wins tomorrow's game wins the series.
Well, yeah.
that's
Could be
that's
Cat,
fair.
but it's a little more.
if the
That's my
Raptors win
prediction.
tomorrow, if the Raptors win
yeah.
that game tomorrow,
it's obvious
they
they
win
win
the
the
series.
series.
Yeah,
3-1,
it's more
no,
towards the
they're not
Raptors.
coming back.
Yeah.
If the Warriors win, then it's like, all right, it's a little toss up. It's 2-2 going back
Nah,
to
I
Raptors.
still don't think it's a
know,
toss
bro.
up.
I don't know. It's
That's-
a little toss up.
That's my prediction.
It's a toss
Who-
up.
Warriors could win 3 in a
Whoever
row,
wins,
but I don't
It's
know.
not
They go to the
happening,
Raptors' crib. I don't see them winning that game.
I see them
Yeah.
winning 3 in a row.
Bro, I don't know. That,
They can win any
could.
game.
they won
Yeah,
that,
that's
they
what I'm
won
saying.
that
They
last
could.
win
game,
any
like
game.
the Raptors home by a hair, you know?
Yeah,
Like, they
Not
got,
really.
They kind of got lucky. Like, that should have been a
Nah,
TO
yeah.
from Curry. Iggy got it, though. Managed to get it and hit that shot.
That was a-
really by a hair, you know? They didn't really
It's not by
steal
a
that
hair.
game. That might not
Nah,
happen
it was.
again, you know, at the
No, I
Raptors
think
home
it-
court.
I mean,
You know
you
what
could
I'm saying?
argue the same thing last night. Danny Green,
that wasn't
and Kyle
by a hair,
Lowry,
It wasn't
by a
and
hair,
the
though.
refs,
Hair at
and
all.
Fred VanVleet. But like all of them, but like the game
But that
was
was-
very close the whole time. Like the Warriors were not out of it until like literally the 2-minute mark.
I mean, a
They
lot
were-
of times in the game, they were down 10 a lot of times in the game.
No, but
it
like
cut
the,
it down
the
a little
Warriors
bit,
were
but they
still competing.
consistently
Like
down.
There was like even when the Warriors cut it to 4, Danny Green hit a big time 3. Even
Yeah.
when the Warriors cut it to 7, another big
They
time
thought
3
they
from
were
Kyle
competing,
Lowry.
and then the Raptors were
But
just
that
shooting
Iggy
it
shot
down.
was just one shot. But I think that shot probably changed the series.
If he misses that shot,
And
that-
Raptors
you have a chance.
score.
You have a chance. Raptors have a chance to win the game or go to overtime, and that changes everything.
They'll be down 3-0 today.
Who'll be down 3-0?
If they
Warriors?
lost game 2, I don't
Yeah.
think they would have lost this. Oh,
Yeah,
No,
so
nah, they
that's
lose,
the
bro.
question.
yeah,
No Clay.
they would.
They
Yeah, no
lose.
Clay.
I
I'm
think Clay
thinking.
plays though.
Yeah, if they're down 2, I
mean-
think Clay's playing.
Clay could have played last night.
It was 1-1. That's
He
why
could've
they're
played,
like, all right,
yeah.
let's
He
let him.
definitely
they,
could have
they
played
took
last
the
night.
safe route on that.
Yeah, definitely.
So that I don't know. That's a big
3-0
game
though.
changer.
Sheesh, that would be crazy.
So let's get into this question. Is this the best team the Warriors have played in the finals? Obviously, they only played the Cavs with LeBron, but you know all those LeBron teams considered, is this the best team that the Warriors have played in the finals?
I'm gonna have to go with no.
No.
That the Cavs with LeBron, Kyrie, Love. That was their best team.
I don't think so. I'll tell you why. So matchup wise, we have Kyrie and Kyle Lowry.
Kyrie's better than Lowry.
Kyrie's
though.
Yeah, come
Hold on. He's definitely hands down undebatable. He's better than Lowry, but I don't think he's cooking Lowry like how he cooks Steph. Those are two different.
What?
Wait, what?
What?
What is it?
Kyrie, hold on, look. Kyrie averaged like what, like
27, 26?
like plus 30, bro. He was getting like 40, like 44, 45 back-to-back games. You think he's doing that on Kyle Lowry?
Yeah.
Oh, what the hell? That's Kyrie.
He's a
He was bugging playing with LeBron. Like, come on, bro.
Nah,
I don't
bro,
think
yo.
like head to head. Like I don't
Bro,
know. who
it's
would
not
win.
even
If you're gonna do a
That's a way
matchup,
harder
if you're going
matchup.
matchup by matchup, like you're gonna get exposed.
okay, so look. I so matchup by matchup. We got Cavs winning the point guard
Yeah.
by far.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then we have JR and Danny Green.
Danny Green.
That's a push,
Danny
in my
Green.
opinion.
Nah, that could
Nah,
be a
that's Danny
push.
Green.
That could
That's
be a
Could be a
push,
slight
bro.
push. Now, Danny Green, slight edge.
Yeah, slight edge.
So,
His defense.
So it's 1-1.
Jared.
Then we have Kawhi versus LeBron.
LeBron, obviously.
LeBron, but not by a lot.
I got Kawhi.
Bro, that
I got
Bro, that LeBron was
going
doing shit that
crazy,
week. Like,
bro.
what?
Oh my God.
Are you not
bro.
seeing
We're not
Kawhi?
talking about today's
That's
LeBron.
the same LeBron.
Nah,
to me.
I got LeBron,
Bro.
but not by a lot. Like, not. I can see where Dame's coming from. Like, Kawhi's definitely
LeBron
bugging
definitely
out.
bring a.
Okay, look at this. Look at this.
All right, so keep going.
I still hold on.
Siakam love.
Love.
Yeah, love.
Siakam.
Siakam, like Siakam in this series is,
Love's
Okay,
Love,
look at this.
bro.
Alright, so look at this.
and then Gasol obviously versus
Alright, so we have bronze defense.
Thompson.
Tristan.
Hold on.
Thompson, or in
Hold on.
Mozgov in the 2016
So we have
series.
bronze defense out of A+. I mean offense.
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh. His defense, A++, too.
Hell no.
No, his
Yes, it is.
defense
So-
was.
Bro, he locks in the
So-
finals. His defense.
Nah,
is there,
his
bro.
defense is like
he
a.
doesn't
It's
play
like
in the
a
regular
So we
season.
have Kawhi offense at what?
A.
A.
His
Yeah.
defense at what?
A plus.
And what's LeBron defense at?
A plus.
It's like a no. It's like an
Nah,
A.
it's
Bro,
It's like an
in
A.
the finals,
No.
he
It's like
locks
an
up,
A.
bro.
It's like an A
No, it
though.
wasn't. Alright, so
It's like this, bro.
Alright, so why did KD average 35
Because LeBron had to
on
carry.
55% shooting?
Because
Bro, LeBron
had
was
to carry
gassed,
that whole
bro.
team,
LeBron
bro.
was-
He had no energy.
He was gassed
But
in
he
that
didn't
finals
have
too.
to. He didn't have
Bro,
to carry
that's
that team.
the-
That team had Kyrie
Bro,
Irving,
exactly.
Kevin Love. That was a
on.
better team. The other, bro. Like, this man's crazy, bro.
It's just a fact.
What?
So we have.
Do you realize
Love-
if KD and Clay was playing right now, this wouldn't be like the series we're all seeing
Love
right
is
now?
Siakam.
That's a fact.
I got
Do you
Love.
realize? You
Siakam.
realize?
Love's proven, bro. You know what I'm
Love-
saying?
Love averaged like 14 points in those finals.
Bro, if this was this, like, if KD and Clay didn't get hurt, if they were playing, this would not be like the series we're seeing right now. We wouldn't see.
Alright, so-
Shit, they like
Alright, so whose
definitely
bench is
agree.
better?
who? What?
Whose bench is better?
I would say the Raptors bench.
Yeah, Raptors bench
by
is
a
better.
hair.
Yeah,
Who was
really.
on that?
Who was on that Cavs bench?
Deli.
George Hill.
For a
Deli,
little bit.
yeah, it
George
was
Hill.
Dell.
No,
Deli. Nah,
no,
George Hill was the
Deli
year
wasn't
after.
on it.
Teams, in the early
Deli was on
teams.
that
Oh,
bench.
he
Yeah,
was.
the year
Yeah.
after was George
Yeah.
Hill and all them.
So we have Deli versus
Corver.
what Van Vliet?
You can't really do matchup versus matchup, bro.
Yeah,
Like, that's
yeah.
not like a good thing.
If you're
Like,
doing
just
matchup
playing
versus
the
matchup,
game,
is
like
yeah.
some players don't even like really come. Like LeBron's played a lot of minutes. You know what I'm saying? Some players didn't even really come off of the starting unit. So it's just like you can't go matchup by matchup. You know what I'm saying?
I would say all
Cavs
things
only-
considered, though, like this is the hardest team that the Warriors have played in the finals because this Warriors team, like to be honest, has always been a little different. Like we knew this from the beginning of the regular season. You know, they have a lot of wear and tear on them. This isn't like they're trying to win their first championship. There's like they probably still have the same hunger and they still want to win just as bad. Like there's no doubt about that. You don't just not try in the NBA finals, but they've got some wear and tear on them. You know, you could see it in like especially the role players like Andre Iguodala, Sean Livingston, Bogut not so much really, but you know you see it in like the little things. Like they have like guys like Quinn Cook and Alfonso McKinney like getting really crucial minutes, and like those guys probably shouldn't even be getting any minutes like theoretically. You know, we saw like in those prime Warrior teams like you know last year, 2 years ago, we saw like a more healthy version of these guys. Like
Who was the role players in their prime?
like Andre Iguodala was way better 2 years ago. Sean Livingston was way better 2 years ago.
like-
you know what I mean? Like there's no debate on that. These guys look
they have
look terrible. You know.
Barbosa.
Yeah, but Barbosa was a good
Barbosa,
mid-range shooter and
yeah.
stuff.
He wasn't bad.
He provided scoring, and like really, we saw last night like the flaws in like the Warriors that aren't named Curry, Clay, and KD. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Those are the guys that are bringing them to a championship every year. And from the Raptors' point of view, this is a team that's insanely hungry. They have the whole fucking nation on their back. It seems like there's a lot of hype with them. You know, guys like Kyle Lowry, Danny Green, these are all guys who are insanely, Kawhi, obviously, Marc Gasol. These are all guys who are insanely hungry to win a championship. They're playing, like, incredible as a team. It's not really just a one-man show. I mean, you know, all due respect to LeBron, but this Raptors team, like, they just needed Kawhi just to compete with LeBron. And now that LeBron's gone, they had a clear path to the Eastern Conference Finals, and then now the Finals. I gotta respect the Raptors. I mean, they're really in a good mood, like a good state right now. They're giving the Warriors trouble defensively. They're the best team the Warriors have played probably even in the Western Conference Finals or wherever. Like they're probably
That's
better than
cap.
some of these prime
They're-
Spurs teams.
That's cap.
They're much better defensively than that Cavs team.
Well, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
no
obviously,
doubt.
Much,
yeah.
much,
No
much,
doubt.
But that's
much
not
better.
You're saying what? You're saying
Much
that's the best team
better.
they played. What, like in the
In
playoffs?
the finals.
But you said even in the West.
Defensively, yeah, because like
Oh,
nobody
defensively, yeah,
nobody
yeah.
was doing what they were doing against like Curry and
Like
obviously
the
there's no
Raptors
KD,
have
so it's a
very
little different.
long players on their team.
Yeah,
Pause.
like they're a tall team. They're tall and they're like a really gritty defensive team, and that's gonna give the Warriors problems. You know, it's always been like that. But let's get into our overrated, underrated segment. Usually we do the NFL season win totals, but since Jarny's not here today, we were gonna save his team, the Patriots, for next week. So the first player on the overrated, underrated list, we got Kyle Lowry. What are your guys' thoughts? Do you think he's overrated or underrated?
Overrated. I do like him as a. I wanted to say a good passer, but past couple games, I don't know. But I'm gonna go with overrated. Fuck Kyle Lowry. I'm gonna just put
Damn.
that out there.
I gotta say underrated
Damn, Mark, how come?
for a few reasons.
I agree with Dame on that point. Underrated, by the way.
Last game, I watched him take some some timely charges that like swifted like the whole minute of the game.
I think he had 10 charges this whole playoff.
That's one game.
Yeah.
No, but like that's the whole series. Though. He can take charge of the whole series.
That's charges.
For this
hold
segment,
on,
we're gonna
that's
talk
a
like,
huge
just,
swing.
Bro,
You know?
yeah.
in general.
Bro, you can't get.
I think it was on Cousins last game where Warriors were coming back. You hear like the little fans stomping, and then Cousins tried to do the layup and he charged, and then everyone's quiet, and then Raptors going like a little 5-0 run, and then boom, is right back where you're at. And then his shooting has been solid.
42% from 43% from 3-pointer.
Very solid. And I was watching him break down their defense, passing to guys like Green, Van Vliet, etc., etc.
Hold on. Are we talking about overrated, underrated this series? Or are we talking about
for the playoffs?
in general?
For the playoffs, like what he's been doing.
Yeah, you can keep going. Y'all can keep going.
I'm more leaning on Kyle Lowry.
Because Laurie
This
he
series,
is
bro.
playing way better, but
he's
that
playing
doesn't
good.
change
He
what the fuck
stepped
he's
up,
done in
bro.
the past, bro. Laurie's like, he's a bum, bro. He stepped up when he needed to step up, which is true. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
But Laurie's still a bum, bro. Like,
Why? Because he's not scoring?
no,
Nah,
because,
he's
bro,
still scoring. That's like that's
bro,
not
he
bad.
gets turnovers a lot. He doesn't score. He's okay at defense, but
I think
He flops a lot
pretty
too,
solid.
which I dislike a
this
lot.
this series, he's like
Bro,
really
there's
like
been-
showing
there's
us
been,
that
what,
he's
there's
not a
been
bum,
3 games?
but I still think he's a bum. It's
And
only
he's-
been 3 games,
And
Jay.
he only had 8 turnovers.
He's doing
so
it in the
far.
finals.
That's what I'm
though.
saying. I'm talking about him as a player, though. I'm not talking about this series. That's why I had to ask. Are we talking about this series?
I
or
think we're more
because
talking
I would have
still
said
about the
underrated
series,
if we're
bro.
talking
I mean,
about just the
we're kinda
series.
talking about the series.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
underrated. I'm gonna go with underrated then.
Underrated.
If we're talking about the series,
I'm gonna go overrated regardless if we're talking
Sheesh.
about the series or not.
Nah, he
because
stepped up, bro.
He's really what he's doing is
What makes him overrated? Go ahead.
he's being a product of his team. And when you have to worry about Kawhi Leonard, you have to worry about Danny Green when Danny Green's having a good night, which was like the first time pretty much all playoffs yesterday. You have to worry about Siakam. You have to worry about Gasol. Like, you have all these presence, like, just, dominating forces that are either going into the paint or a threat to shoot or, in Kawhi's
So-
case, just get fouled or anything. Kyle Lowry's going to be that guy who's wide open. And we see it with
So you're
Fred
saying
VanVleet.
because of his teammates like being
He's-
so good, he's
getting a lot.
good looks and stuff.
He's getting, he's getting the best
and that makes
of
him
it.
overrated.
that's
So-
an
That makes him
excuse.
overrated.
Does
You
that
can't
make
really-
Iguodala overrated?
I mean, in Iguodala's case right now, yeah, he's definitely overrated because he made that one big shot, but in the rest of the series, he's been pretty
That
bad.
makes Quinn Cook overrated. All these star players draw attention. Like, that's a normal thing. They
Exactly.
draw attention away, and the other
I
players
think-
get buckets.
Andre Iguodala in this series is definitely overrated. Like, for what
I think Iggy
he's
has been
doing.
playing
He has that
good.
one big shot.
Great defense.
Well,
The whole series.
Who,
like,
Iggy?
his-
Or you're talking
his-
about Laurie?
he's guarding
His
Kawhi, and
playmaking,
Kawhi's
too.
averaging like 20, 27. So
Yeah,
can't
but
really-
Kawhi,
he's
though.
not
He's
shooting
averaging
on
5
high
assists right
percentage
now,
though.
too.
It doesn't matter if he's getting fouled. He's getting fouled by somebody. So you got to keep
He's
that
not
in
getting
mind.
fouled by Iggy usually though.
No, yeah, I got what you
Yeah.
mean.
It's not switches like.
Yeah.
Yeah, he loves
it's
those.
always like one of those switches. He gets fouled.
But
Alright, so we got
by
3
the
underrated for Kyle Lowry. Max thinks he's overrated.
I didn't. I mean, honestly, I got more to say. I mean, like,
Oh,
with
go ahead.
Kyle-
Yeah,
Yeah, keep going.
Kyle Lowry,
Let it
I
all
wanna hear
out.
this.
Let it all out.
Y'all are referring to his yesterday's game. That was one of the best performances he's ever had in his life. Period. Forget even the regular season. That was probably his best performance, at least in his NBA playoff career. So obviously you guys are gonna think he's a lot better than he is. But I mean, let's keep it real. Like, Fred VanVleet basically was in crunch time for most of these games versus the Bucks. Don't you remember that game where Kyle Lowry fouled out completely?
It's just this series,
that's
though.
an issue.
In
We're
game
talking
2,
about
he
It's
fouled
just
out
this
quick.
series, though. That's why I switched mine
Yeah.
to underrated, because it's
But
just this series.
even in this series, I mean, he's definitely a liability. He complains to the refs all the time. I don't know. He's just not.
How is he a liability?
Yeah, he's averaging 14 and 7. That's solid numbers.
It is solid.
Solid
But
numbers,
again,
you know.
he's a liability because yesterday he made all his shots, and you got to consider that 14 is from yesterday when he dropped
Yeah.
26 or something
Yeah.
like that.
23.
So
was
without that game, it's pretty bad, and we're probably gonna see for the rest of the series him not be as consistent. He's just not your go-to guy, and he's getting a lot of respect right now. I get that he's like a gritty point guard and stuff, but when the backup point guard is almost significantly better than you, that's usually not a good
Chihuahua.
look.
But the thing is with Lowry, he's going.
Now let's move on to Draymond. We got 2 other players to cover. We got Draymond and Danny Green, but let's start with Draymond. What are you guys' thoughts on Draymond? And again, don't just include last game with the recency bias. Try to really think about this whole the whole playoffs, the series.
I
And,
still
and
got
No,
underrated,
if we're
bro.
talking this series, I'm going overrated.
This series I got underrated still.
Bro,
I
Draymond's
have-
supposed to be the heart of this team. Blah blah blah.
Underrated.
He's not doing
But you
shit,
gotta realize,
bro.
Draymond's averaging a near triple double this series. He's averaging 15 points, 9 rebounds, and 8 assists. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that's
Those
what
are
he does,
great
yeah.
numbers. You know what I'm saying? That's what he's supposed to do. He's playing good defense at the same time. He's the
He's
number
the
one leader
anchor of
in
their
assists.
defense.
Still not enough.
Without Draymond, we see what happened when they lost Draymond against the Cavs. You know what I'm saying? Without Draymond, this team is done. You know, it's like Curry and Draymond are the real.
I think
Yeah, of course, Clay. But like those are like the real two people of the team. Like you got a fucking engine and then you got the pedal. You know what I'm saying?
if you
Bro.
take out last night's like Curry's game and look at game 1 and game 2,
Draymond was
who
definitely.
was the
like,
real MVP?
Draymond.
I would say Curry.
I don't know. I think Draymond
All
game
I'm
1
saying
and game
is-
2 was
All I'm saying is,
extremely valuable.
I get he's valuable,
Two
all that
blocks too,
shit.
bro.
But bro, like, I know you can't really say this, but come on now. If Clay and KD wasn't hurt, get the fuck out of here, Draymond. Like, they don't need you, bro.
I don't think that's true.
They don't need
I
They
you.
know.
need Draymond, bro.
No, they don't,
They need
bro. They
Draymond,
don't. They didn't need
absolutely.
Draymond to get to this point. They don't need him. And
Bro,
like,
they had him this whole time to get here.
and he didn't do shit all season, bro. And against the Trailblazers, he did his thing.
Why,
He
he's
didn't
not
do
scoring?
shit.
Bugging, bro.
No, bro, he
there's
didn't do
more to it
shit,
than
bro.
scoring, bro.
No, bro, he's not facilitating that team as
Yes,
much as
he
you guys
does.
say.
He leads
bro.
the team in assists.
He's not the same Draymond we saw years
He
ago,
leads
bro.
the team in assists. So
Bro,
who's
he's
facilitating?
not the same
He leads the
Draymond we
team
saw
in assists, though.
because,
He
bro, you got
brings up-
KD, Clay, and Curry on your team.
But even before
I
he-
can lead that team in assists,
But
bro.
even before
You
he
pass it
had
to KD, he's gonna shoot that bitch.
Hold on.
You
Before
pass
he
it,
had
you pass it to
KD.
Clay, he's gonna shoot that bitch.
Wait, hold on.
Bro,
Wait,
it's
wait,
not
hold
that.
on. Even before he
He's
had
not
KD,
facilitating the team
even
as much as
before
you
he
brings
had
up
think.
the
KD, he was
ball.
still leading.
Who brings
Oh
up the
my
ball?
God. Curry brings up the fucking
Curry
ball.
should bring up the
He
ball
does not bring up
every
the
time.
ball.
Bro,
Curry
you
does not
guys
bring
are
the
like,
ball.
you guys just love
But before they
Draymond,
had
bro.
KD, he was still.
If this
leading
was
the team in
Draymond
assists.
2 years ago without KD, then yes, Draymond's
He-
like underrated as fuck, bro. Like,
He's literally doing the same thing. Like these.
and it doesn't matter. That's what I'm saying. He's doing the same shit, but it doesn't matter. They don't.
That doesn't
it's
make
not.
him overrated.
That makes yes, bro.
How
Because
is he
people
overrated?
still act like Draymond, like they need Draymond to do this. They know you don't, bro.
Bro,
You
if they
got
don't
the
have Draymond,
best
if they don't
fucking
have
player
Draymond-
in the
If they don't have
world.
Draymond, they lose the series.
Yeah, because they don't have Clay and KD. What
They
the
might-
fuck? If they don't
With
have,
Clay and KD and without Draymond, they lose the series.
What?
bro, you see, like.
That's straight delusion.
They-
It's because
bro.
it's because of what he's done in the past. So they're just so
Bro.
used to like.
bro.
That's their
Bro.
bro. That's their number. Dave, what do you feel about that?
He thinks Draymond's
Dude.
underrated too, bro. I don't get
No,
how,
no.
bro.
Bro,
It's been
defensive
years.
anchor, playmaker
As
for the
long-
team, heart of the
Did you
squad.
seriously just say they would lose the series without Draymond, but they have Clay and KD? Are you out of
As
your
long
mind?
as
still
you,
lose the series, bro.
as long
Bro, are
as
you on
you have
drugs?
They still
Curry,
How?
lose the series, bro.
As
what
long-
would they miss out? From
Because he's the
having-
heart of that
Defense and
team. He's the
facility
anchor.
and playmaking.
Like,
As
get
Dude,
the
long-
Curry
fuck
could
outta
do
here.
all, like, not the defense part. He could do that.
as
bro.
long as you have Curry and KD, you got people from the Y, and that still win the NBA championship.
No, that's a fact.
Curry and KD in the same team is too much.
That's what I'm saying.
But I'm saying, with no Draymond, they have two chips.
I mean,
Which chip do they
they have
lose?
3 and
They lose the first one, and they win with KD.
Oh well, yeah,
Yeah.
probably, yeah.
that makes sense. But
That exactly. That's what I'm saying. So since KD got there, Draymond is not the person they need to like.
No, not only because no KD. Now,
Yeah, no. Without KD and Clay, they need Draymond. They need Draymond.
That's just their model, strength in numbers. They have so much players.
Yeah.
That doesn't make Draymond overrated now
See,
because
look.
they got another good
See,
player.
It makes him
Hold on,
overrated.
one of the best
How
players.
everyone
Hold on,
how
look.
everyone sees that. Everyone thinks that he's still the same. Like he's the heart of that team. If Draymond were to get hurt, their
Hold on,
team is
hold on,
done.
look.
Like they're not done, bro. You gotta.
I
They
see-
still would have got to this point. If Draymond was hurt all season, you're saying they wouldn't have been in the finals right now.
Well, I mean, if Draymond was hurt,
If
KD
Draymond
would
didn't
be
play a
hurt
single
too.
game all season, if he was like hurt, like he tore his Achilles out for the whole season, would they not be in the finals right
no,
now?
they'd be in the
They'd be in the
finals. Because
finals.
look at their
So,
opponents. though.
all right,
Look at
so
their
let's look
opponents.
at
Look their
before
opponents.
KD.
Look at
Before
their
KD
opponents.
got to that team,
Uh-huh.
if Draymond got hurt when it was just Clay and Curry, and would it have been this easy to get to the finals?
They lose to the Rockets.
Exactly.
Wait, look.
So
look.
that's all I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about. Over. I'm not
I
talking
am
about overrated.
watching-
Like he doesn't shoot. Like his shot. I don't give a fuck about that. I'm talking about his like he's not a facilitator no more.
Wait,
bro.
wait, hold on.
Bro, he's
I'm
averaging
watching
86.
Kawhi.
All right, I understand. You're saying that
I'm
because he has all
saying-
the players?
Yeah, I'm saying because
But
like
even before he had all the players, he was still doing it.
yes,
Still,
and
he's still
because
Curry and Clay, bro.
exactly. But that
I mean,
Just
yeah.
KD.
Wait, but
They're
look
missing.
at this, look at this. I am watching Kawhi score a lot of points off fouls and off buckets off their bigs because they switch Cousin onto Kawhi,
Mhm.
and then he's just getting fouled every time,
Yeah.
or,
Yeah.
or he's just
Rotisserie.
making it.
yeah.
When I see them switch with Draymond and Kawhi, it's a whole different story.
And not really. Not at least this series.
I don't.
It is.
I
a little
don't
bit.
see
It is a
Draymond
little
on
bit,
Kawhi
but
cooking Draymond like how he's cooking Cousins or Bell. Like,
It is a little bit, but that's because Draymond's a better defender.
and then I'm seeing Cousins. I'm seeing Draymond grab the rebound, run run at full
Usain
speed, and he's either passing it for a dunk or he's laying for himself.
Draymond?
Yeah.
You missed last game then. I'm gonna go
He
ahead.
has
No,
17
he said like take away last game.
Oh, okay, yeah.
What do you have, 17 points last game?
Yeah, he had 17
I think
points
he had,
last game.
This is kind of a lot of garbage time points, to be honest.
No, I don't know about that.
I gotta say right now though, Draymond has been overrated this whole playoff series. Look, I like Draymond a lot, and
Got
what
him
he's done in
underrated,
previous years,
Underrated as hell.
To be honest, he might just be in the middle. Like, might just be doing.
I would
He-
put him towards the middle more.
Like, he might just he does what he does.
Yeah, he does
he's
what he
slightly
does, but
overrated.
like I'll go towards the middle more because he does what he does. But all I'm saying is now what he does is not as big as a factor as it was in the
Yeah,
past.
clearly.
That's why I would put him towards him.
Scoring-
That's the only reason I'm going overrated. I'm not trying to say he's a bad player.
Scoring is not
like
overrated.
like
It's
Draymond would be
not.
like you would love to have Draymond on any team.
what he needs to bring though to the table is that heart and energy that we've seen in old Warriors teams. He's just been passive.
He's
He's
been rebounding,
got to give
too.
that tough guy attitude to the Warriors again. And right now the Warriors are getting bullied, and he needs to really. He's always been like the tough guy, the guy who speaks out against the team and helps them out. You know, that's who he is. He facilitates. He plays good defense. He gets rebounds, stuff like that. He pushes the pace. He sets the tempo.
That's super important.
It is
stuff,
super important,
though.
but he's
But
not
doing that
excelling
anymore.
it.
He's not doing
excelling
that
at
right
it.
now.
He's not excelling
Bro,
at it. He's doing it. But
Draymond is
in a
not
good way
playing the
at all.
tough guy role right now. If you think he is, well, you're bugging.
No, not tough guy, but he's doing all. He's grabbing rebounds. He's pushing the pace. He's playing defense. He's passing. That's all literally important parts of the game. And then his rebounding is probably like the best thing because Bell is getting cooked on the
It's
boards.
a fact.
He's
Yeah.
getting
Bell is
cooked
unplayable.
on the boards.
That's what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
Like
Cousins is getting cooked on the boards.
It's also a fact.
And then you have Draymond just fighting for boards and getting the ball.
9 rebounds per game.
Like, that's so important.
Yeah. Let's move on to the final player. We got Danny Green. He had a good night last night, but how has his overall importance been? Do you guys think he's overrated or underrated?
I'd say underrated after coming out of last series so garbage.
Yeah.
And people weren't like, man, this dude's trash. And he's came in and he's been showing that he could play in it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with
this
underrated.
finals energy
underrated.
for Danny Green, you know.
I'm going to
That's
go
what he's
overrated.
about.
I'm also going to go overrated because he was literally not playing in crunch time, certain crunch time minutes in the past two games. Obviously, last night he had a phenomenal game. He had a lot of threes, and he needed that for himself. But he's obviously a great perimeter defender. We know that for a fact. But I mean, against the Bucks, he literally wasn't even getting minutes in some games. In the game where Kawhi hit the dagger, he wasn't even on the floor in Game 7 with game on the line. I gotta go overrated, huh?
Not say game 6.
No, it was Game 7 when they played the Sixers.
Oh, you're talking about
Yeah.
Sixers.
Yeah,
I mean,
like,
but
he wasn't even on the
it's
floor.
just this series though. We're not talking about like
Even
the
just
past.
this series, he wasn't on the floor. Late game 2, if I'm
I
not
don't
mistaken.
think in Game
Or
1 or
late
Game 2
1.
he's been effective.
He's
He got my 9 points. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all, or 10 points. That's all I needed.
I'm
Oh,
really-
wait. Oh, all right. So question. There's different levels to it, though. So, 9 points, that's not really like a big factor, but like...
Yeah. But he's never been like a player anyway. Though.
Yeah, so I'm
Yeah.
saying. So
No,
I'm
but on the
saying.
Spurs, he
there's-
led the Spurs in points per game in the playoffs, like a couple playoff series, if I'm not mistaken. He had one when they were playing the Thunder. He was like steamrolling them. He was hitting a ton of threes, and
Under
but that's a whole
Pop, though.
different
When you're
series. So I'm
under
not going to
Greg-
talk about that. But still,
Yeah.
he's also
under,
younger.
yeah, when you're under Greg though, it's
Yeah.
a different. Yeah, you just play different under his system.
But
I mean, I guess if you're looking at it, if it wasn't for last game, his numbers would be like a completely different.
Yeah.
So but I don't see anybody really talking about him to say he's overrated. Like people are still
I
talking
guess.
crappy about him. You know
just
what I'm
in,
saying?
Yeah.
just in general with like
Yeah.
previous performance, how it's being
I
biased.
mean, the big thing though
guess that's true.
the big thing I want to talk about is this free agency.
Okay.
So recently we just got an alert that the Nets traded Alan Crabb in a number 17 pick and their 2020 first round pick to the Hawks for T Prince and 2021 second round pick. How you guys feel about it? What are your thoughts on it?
Hawks got fleeced.
yeah.
Taurean Prince is a good player, if I'm not mistaken. But I mean, this is mostly a move for cap space. I mean, we're gonna.
But that's the thing.
Really, like, we can't judge this move until we see who they sign. You know, I'm expecting D'Lo and Kyrie. If they get Kevin Durant and Kyrie, that would be
Hit or
really,
miss for
really
this
shocking.
one.
They opened up cap space and still got a quality player back. That's why it's
Fact.
that's
That's good.
And Allen Crabbe isn't exactly, you know.
That
Yeah.
crap's pretty shitty.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and he
like-
was on for a lot of money as well. So the Nets. This is a really good trade for the Nets. I'm sure the Hawks don't really care. They got a nice shooter to pair up with Trae Young. They don't really have anything to compete for right now.
They had I think like 3 picks out of it, right though?
Yeah, number 17 pick and the 2020 first
Yeah,
round
2
pick,
picks.
which could be a good
Two
good
picks.
pick. I guess
Well, the Nets
theoretically.
shouldn't be bad anymore.
That's 2
But-
assets
so-
though.
With those picks.
Yeah, like you know.
I mean, those picks could be garbage because like they have the number
don't know.
17. That could be an asset. But
I said, look. Let's say they just strike out on Kyrie KD.
well, that's the thing. You guys think this opens up room for Kyrie and KD to go? You think that's?
I mean,
what the
Kyrie's
Nets are
going.
gunning
I think Kyrie and D'Lo, they get a nice backcourt pairing, and then they build from that outwards. And you know, they got Taurean Prince, they got
Jared Allen.
Yeah. You know, they have also the shooter Joe Harris, Chris
Karis
LeVert,
LeVert,
Rondae
yeah.
Hollis, yada yada yada. List goes on. Like they have a lot. They have depth. You know, so I think if they get an elite backcourt and they could just play small ball, and then you know if they really need, they have Jared Allen there. That's what I'm assuming they get is D'Lo and Kyrie.
Kyrie's a lock, I believe.
but really,
Yeah, Kyrie is.
Lock.
I don't really know about that.
Bro,
I mean-
Kyrie literally just said.
So, question.
He didn't say
That
that.
kid-
It's not like
No.
he said that like
Well,
in
yeah,
a voice
the-
memo.
So,
or
question:
anything.
Can they mix
No,
together?
voice
No,
memo.
that's not what he said. He just said that. Like,
Are they gonna
his
mix
camp
together?
said that there's interest.
Are they gonna what? Kyrie and D'Lo?
Yeah,
We're gonna have to see.
That's
I don't
too-
think it's gonna be.
that's 2 prominent ball handlers.
I mean, look, this really with this
D'Lo
move-
kind of had to like. It's not like I don't know. D'Lo had to be like the primary ball handler.
really with this move. I guess like we're just gonna have to wait and see who they sign for. Like, I mean, obviously the trade itself is good no matter what because
Yeah.
they have a potential of signing somebody. They get a pretty decent player back in Taurean Prince, and they get money off the books. That's not a bad move at all by any means. But really, we can't judge the free agency until they get players. But right now, it's looking like Kyrie there, and I'd assume they re-sign
think,
D'Lo. That's a pretty good move.
I think Kyrie's a lock. There's a recent rumor going on, just posted 2 hours ago, that Kyrie Irving was actually in the club with.
No, that was confirmed, not true.
Not
I
true?
saw it on Twitter. Yeah,
Damn.
confirmed, not true.
With
Oh.
who? With who? You didn't finish.
Allen Williams. Well, I mean, I still got Kyrie going for a lock because a couple hours ago I did see something anyway saying that his camp he has serious interest
Yeah.
in signing with the Brooklyn Nets.
However,
Here comes
those
the Knicks
rumors been like the whole year with the Knicks.
Yeah,
And look how quick they switch.
they,
Bro, because
We're
he,
not
had
sure.
he had a change
But
of
I'm just
ideas,
saying,
bro.
it's rumors. You gotta understand that it's rumors.
All right. Anyways, let's get into our best bets. So let's do a quick record recap. Jarny's not here, so he's not gonna have a bet today. Jarny's sitting at 3-3. He won his bet. He had the full game over. I lost. I'm now at 8-4. Me and Ty had the Warriors. Ty sitting at 5-6. Malik pushed, so didn't win, didn't lose. He tied essentially 6-4. Dame, what's your best bet for this upcoming game, and who do you like?
Warriors minus 5.5.
Okay,
They're 4.5
I like that.
right now.
4.5, so even better. Yeah.
Even better.
I got 2 bets. I got the Warriors minus 4.5 and the Raptors team total. So just the Raptors overall points under 105 points. So if they get Clay back, I think really the emphasis and what the motto is going to be going into the next game is defense, defense, defense. If I know Steve Kerr and I know how he coaches this team, they're going to really emphasize the defensive end. That's really how they lost last game because they scored 109 points. They did their job theoretically. They just didn't really step up at all on the defensive end, and Kerr usually is a very good defensive coach. He knows how to set the right plays and stuff. I'd expect everyone's mind to be on the defensive end, and I also expect the Raptors to just not hit every single shot again like they were last game. Hopefully the whistle is a little bit looser. They let them play a little bit, and if that's the case, I expect less foul calls, less free throws overall. Last game was just pretty disgusting with the amount of free throws the Raptors got, and the Warriors too. I mean, it was just a bad officiated game. So I expect the whistle to be a little bit looser. So you can't go wrong with the under 105 points there for the Raptors. Even if they score 102, you still win. And I got Warriors minus 4.5. They get Clay back. Clay's confirmed there. Do or die game for the Warriors. I mean,
I
at
think Clay
Oracle.
goes bonkers in game 4.
I mean, you just gotta like, at least with me, I rather lose a bet betting on the Warriors with their backs against the wall at home than lose a bet taking something risky. Malik, what do you got?
I'm gonna have to go with Warriors first half minus 2.5. They're gonna bro, if they're not up at least 3 in the first half, they're losing that damn game. I hope they lose. I hope they lose because I'm tired of losing like on the fucking Warriors, bro.
I bet against the Warriors one time in my lifetime, and that game was over in the first 3 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
They gotta win this.
I have learned not to ever bet against the Warriors.
I got a money bet for you
Here's
guys.
Ty, yeah.
We got Kawhi Leonard double.
Bro.
No. He's not
Bro,
going to get a double.
come on.
Bro,
Shows
it's minus 155. It's just clean bet.
Okay.
Yeah, it's clean bet. That's easy cash and money. Put 100 down. Get some easy bread. Like,
Yeah, you get like
that's what you want. Money.
70 back.
Yeah, it's great. 170. Boom, cash. I go to the bank. Have a good time. Bring it to the strip club. Throw some ones. You got yourself. Good bet right there. Kawhi Leonard, no double.
All right, guys, that'll wrap it up for us today. Thank you for listening. Be sure to follow us on our social medias, Twitter and Instagram at TU SportsPod. Be sure to listen to us wherever you get your podcasts, such as SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Podbean, yada, 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 yada. Pretty much wherever you get your podcasts, you could find us at T-Dub Sports Podcast. Thank you guys for listening. As always, be sure to DM us questions, tweet us, anything, and you could appear on the next podcast. I'm Brock. Thank you guys for listening, and I'm out.
I'm Leak. I'm out.
And I'm Ty, and I'm out.
I'm Dame, and I'm out.
On God.